Do you allow your employees to talk about your practice on social media? I'm betting most of you don't. I read a blog recently that said that employers should not only allow employees to talk about their work on social media, but they should encourage and equip them to do so. Today, I've come here to chew bubblegum and kick butt, and I'm all out of bubblegum. Somebody's due for a butt kicking when we return. Colin here, and I read a lot of books, articles, blogs, and I stay current with the latest trends in all things sales and marketing. And most of the time, I take the greatest information and I adapt it into dentistry. And I give you that here on the Patient Attraction Podcast. Other times, I see information that I don't think will work for dentists or I think is incorrect, and I file it in the old circular filing cabinet. But sometimes I find something so laughable or wrong-headed, I've got to call it out here in my podcast, and today's one of those days. I recently read a blog that started with the premise that brands can direct the conversation their customers are having by allowing and empowering employees to engage on social media. Now, if you've watched this podcast for any time, you know, even as recently as yesterday, that I've never found organic social media to be a good way to attract new patients online. So the idea that you would ask your employees to spend a bunch of time on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter is laughable for me. But let's look at some of the suggestions in this blog for how to get employees engaged on social media. First off, suggestion number 1 from this article was make your culture so integral with your employees' lives that they can't help talking about it with their family, friends, and strangers. Now, hey, I love it when my employees say nice things about me or the company on social media, but that's not why I treat them well. I treat them well because I want them to love their jobs, and I want to create a great culture here for our company as well as our clients. Now, what about the flip side? Do you give them the freedom to complain about their job online? Well, of course not. People would see right through this. Suggestion number 2. Identify employees who are already engaged on social. Develop programs for the most engaged ones. Not too difficult. But just because someone's active on social media doesn't mean they should talk about your business. Do you really want your hygienist or dental assistant spending her time on her phone, tweeting about how busy it is or how many openings there are today? And who's going to monitor what your employees are saying? Do you have time for that? Oh, wait. The genius on this blog has a big answer for that. Suggestion number 3, empower employees to speak freely on your behalf. You feel super comfortable with that one, right, Doc? The blog goes on to say that you need training in a social media policy, but this is just a problem waiting to happen in my book. Let your employees stick to doing social media on their breaks and on their own time. Concentrate on doing their jobs when they're on the clock. You focus on doing the dentistry. Until tomorrow, keep moving forward.